Espresso perfection requires precision control over temperature and pressure. And at the heart of the new dual boiler are our two stainless steel boilers. First of all, our brew boiler and our steam boiler. So the job of the brew boiler is to ensure we get a very consistent temperature through the entire extraction. All we essentially then do is turn the tap on and we start to extract. And then we have our steam boiler, half full of water, half full of steam. Again, all we need to do is open the tap and the steam comes out. And the beauty of a dual boiler system is we can do both at once. So we can be extracting and texturing milk all at the same time, like a cafe does. But there's so much more magic on the inside of this machine. And that's all to do with the pressure controls. So as the commercial well does, it limits the maximum extraction pressure. So commercially, the best machines are only ever letting 9 bar of pressure hit the coffee. And the other very important thing about pressure is to have low pressure pre-infusion. So what's that? Essentially what we do is we soak the coffee so that when the full pressure is realised, we get an even extraction throughout the whole puck, giving a balanced taste. And we've included 2 more features to ensure that our shot temperature is very consistent between cups. So the first cup is as good as the second cup, as good as the third. And those 2 things are that we've got one small element sitting in the group head, and that gives it that last burst of heat if it's required to get that balanced 93 degrees through the entire shot. And the other thing is, because we've employed a small brew boiler, is that all the refilling of that boiler happens via a path that goes through the steam boiler. That means that any water that's refilling that tank is already hitting it at 80 degrees. So the recovery time is in seconds, not in minutes. So what's in the box? Well, first of all, we've got our 480ml milk jug. And inside of the milk jug is our cleaning apparatus. And that just sits in our tool tray quite nicely. We've also got our various filters. There are 4 filters. We have our dual wall filters, our single and our double. These are essentially used when you're buying supermarket coffee. But if you're using freshly roasted coffee, use what the professionals use, and that's a single wall filter. And again, we have a single cup and a double cup filter. I'll just put the double into the handle, and they can go into the group head. We've also got our razor dosing tool. This is designed to make sure we have a precise dose of coffee into the filter once tamped, and our various pieces of information, which includes a quick start guide, some tips and techniques, our warranty card, and our instruction book. And you'll see on the instruction book, we've got a small piece of litmus paper, and that's to help us test how hard your water is. So then as we turn our machine on for the very first time, the machine will ask us how hard our water is. Depending on that answer that we put into the machine will then tell us how often we need to clean the machine. And the last piece we have is the removable water tank, which includes a filter to ensure we've got the cleanest possible water going through the machine. And we've also got very easy access to refill the tank as we go. And we've added another cool feature. It's the ability for the user to descale the boilers. So now we simply turn the machine on and we have a bit of fun with it. So the dual boiler takes around 3 minutes to heat up in the morning, and we also get an indicator of the current temperature. It's currently at 83 degrees. And I'll just run through some other functionality on the front of the machine. This side of the control panel is about our extraction. So we have a single shot for our 30ml pour and a double shot for a 60ml pour, or 2 individual cups at one time. On this side, we have our steam wand. Simply push it to the open position and the steam comes out. And on this side of the machine, we have our little LCD, which allows you to program such things as your shot volume, shot temperature, if you'd like the machine to wake up to be ready for you in the morning, our cleaning cycles, amongst many other things. In the centre, we have a pressure gauge. That's going to give us a lot of feedback to our pre-infusion and our extraction pressure. And lastly, on this side, our hot water tap. That's for our Americanos, or preheating our cups. So just a quick run through of the features of the smart grinder. First of all, we've got a 450 gram hopper. And a beautiful thing about this hopper, we've got an unlock release. So that means when we remove the hopper, we just don't spill beans everywhere. On this side of the machine, we have our grind size adjustment. Simply turn and you'll see there's an indicator telling us our grind position. As we go coarser, we move through into percolator, filter, and right up to plunger. Also, the smart grinder gives you two cradles. First of all, a cradle that's suitable for a commercial size 58mm group head, and a smaller cradle that'll fit group heads from 50 to 54mm. We also include a canister, which is fantastic if you're grinding plunger coffee or you're going away for the weekend. A cleaning brush to help clean out the burrs, and a removable tray for easy disposal of any overgrinds. And the control panel. We can choose between a single shot if we're using a single filter, or a double shot, and that's simply changing the time on how long we will grind for. And the last thing is our adjuster mount. Essentially a timer allows us to grind for longer or for shorter, meaning once we've got the grinder set up, every time we approach it, we'll get the same amount of coffee ground at the same grind size every single time, very easily. So let's bring everything together. We've got some great beans, our smart grinder, and our dual boiler. We'll just make an espresso shot. So you see the grinder stopped itself because we've got the timer set, so we'll get that same amount of coffee every single time. So collapse and tamp straight into the group head and extract. You hear the low pressure pre-infusion evenly soaking the coffee cake before the higher pressure. It's going to give us a nice thick creamy crema with a beautiful balanced taste. Now we'll make a quick cappuccino. Again, a nice even tamp. And extract immediately. And as we've got obviously the dual boilers, we can texture our milk at the same time. Got my bottom hand just feeling the temperature, and that's too hot to touch. It's at the right temperature to pour. And a quick purge and clean of the steam wand. So there we have it, fantastic coffee, great beans, smart grinder, dual boiler, excellent. We really want to set you on the right path to great coffee. So if you've bought a dual boiler, we're offering a white glove service. We'll send someone to your house to tune your grinder to your machine, show you how to clean the dual boiler, and a great chance for you to ask any questions of a coffee expert, setting on that right path for your coffee journey.